Welcome to a new video. As you already saw in the title, in this video we're going to set the cars aside and bring the little motorcycle over here. Speaking of cars, I think I'll stop using the Z for a while. Honestly, the next step is to put a lot of money into it. I have to get it new suspension. I'm going to buy the harness, which isn't working properly. The computer, obviously I want to buy everything from Holy. For those who don't know, it's like the top of the line for V8 SLS engines and a bunch of other things. But Americans use a lot of Holy stuff. So right now my car is having a lot of issues. They hooked it up to the scanner to adjust the tune and everything, but it didn't show the sensors. So basically, to get it running well as it is, I have to make a lot of modifications. Fix a lot of things, like the harness. I have to strip it down to see why it's not working. So I'm tired now, tired of traveling alone like a sparrow in the rain. And I'm thinking of buying him the good things. I should have done this from the beginning, but oh well, for now the Z will pause for a while. By the way, I've already activated it. I don't really like asking you guys because thanks to you, I've been able to do a lot of these things. But you guys told me that I could enable donations on my channel, and I've already done it. I activated them last week. So if you want to donate, it's there for you. I didn't have it enabled precisely because of this. Because I don't like to ask you for more, but you asked me for it, so you asked. Drifter grants, so there you have it. If you want to donate, there are the channel's donations. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that today we're going to work on the Motito. I'm going to explain a little bit about what's going on with the bike and what's next for the bike in this video. Point number one. I moved to Miami, as everyone already knows, 2 years ago, and my projects in Mexico were left a bit abandoned. The thing with the Yondita was that I sent it to get powder coated and it didn't turn out well. The truth is, I don't know if they did the process the way they were supposed to, but basically it started to rust from the inside out and the paint started to peel off and everything. I returned it to this person. Obviously, no, come on, sorry? Something must have gone wrong and it ended up worse. That's the summary of the little bike. So I said, you know what? I'm fed up. I'm not going to look for someone else and all that blah, blah, blah. I'm going to paint it like a car. Automotive paint, definitely. Electrostatic paint is much better, much, much better, no matter how you look at it. It sticks to the metal really well and it's much harder to scrape off or remove from the motorcycle frame. So it was the best option, but I couldn't really figure it out. And like I said, living in Miami, well, it gets complicated for me. If I were in Mexico, I would have taken her elsewhere for tests and more. But over there, you simply can't. It got too complicated, so I just painted it like a regular car, and now it's here. It just arrived a week ago, so yeah, a lot of it is that I'm definitely not around. But all that with the paint and frame took ages too. Now, theoretically, my logic tells me that I already have all the pieces to put it together. But as soon as I start putting it together, I'm sure there will be pieces missing, right? But that's normal in every process of any construction. There's the little motorcycle now. And my theory tells me that in a couple of days, I should have it assembled, maybe not running. I still have a lot to figure out with the electrical system. I want to clean it up because it has a wiring harness like a car, so I'm going to simplify it a lot. I'm not going to put a fuel gauge on it. I'm not going to add one. I'm very used to this type of motorcycle that literally doesn't have anything. So when I'm going to use it, I go to the gas station, fill up the tank, use it, and then go back home. So that's how it's been my whole life. And well, I don't think I need a fuel gauge. Especially because it's going to be a bit more for show. It's going to be a bike that we won't be using every day. It's going to be a bike that, in my mind, is basically one to have in the living room. It looks beautiful and perfect, and the more you use it, the more it's going to wear out, and the less beautiful and perfect it's going to look. So also thanks to that. Well, I want to clean everything. I want the handlebars to look really clean so that wherever you look at it, it looks clean and you don't see any cables. And you don't see things that are unnecessary, that are extra for comfort or whatever you want. But, well, this bike is simply to ride hard and for a little while. Then you clean, wash, polish, store it and place it in the living room. So I'm going to remove it, Obviously, it will have turn signals, the kill switch, and that's it. Everything else that bike would have, we're going to take off. So I have to clean the wiring harness. That's why I think it won't be running right now, but I do think I can put it together. I can install the suspension, tires, and engine, which I have right here. Just need the gas tank. A special thanks to Cavazos, who did an awesome job painting the bike. Kavak has helped me a lot, honestly, in all my projects here in Mexico. His only concern is helping me. He says, you're in Miami, but how can I support you so you can keep progressing? And that's exactly how it was with the bike. He said, dude, I'll paint it for you at the shop. Well, it turned out perfect, guys. Basically, in these two boxes, we have the whole bike. Here we have what we took off. This is the old harness, the triple clamps, axles. These are new, but anyway, here we have the new stuff. The painted axle, a lever, several goodies. But theoretically, we literally have everything for the bike here. Now I'm worried because, as far as I remember, I was missing some seals. But anyway, we're going to start assembling it, and let's hope nothing is missing. Let's start putting on the front suspension. Honestly, let's see. I know how to assemble most of these things, but every bike is different. So I'm going to assemble what I know and I'm familiar with without the manual, and then I'll have to grab the manual. So now I need the top bearing. We don't know where it is. We're already starting to have problems. Here it is. Let's give it a good greasing. This is important. It needs to be solid. No fear. Here's the fork. We're not going to stop this bike for lack of grease. You'll see how it's going to turn out, huh? You'll say, Drifter, why? Why did you leave it so long? It's turning out great. Well, yeah, life goes on, brothers. Life goes on, and sometimes you have to adjust. And now, since we live in Miami, the bike was left unfinished, but we're happy. The truth is, yes, oh, it's heavier now. We're going to have to take it down from here. They're going to win with this. A taste of how this bike is going to come. This is the original part. It's called the upper triple clamp, which goes like this. It holds the fork here and the two suspension bars up here. And look at what Drifter bought for it. Check this out. This is what I mean when I say the bike won't have anything extra. Here it used to have the speedometer. Here it had who knows what, 1,000 things. And Drifter isn't going to put any of that on. Guys, wow, wow, wow. Kind of like this. This looks like it's the paint. I expected to assemble the bike quickly, but I've been stuck on one part for an hour. As you can see, I added oil, but the bar won't go higher. Actually, I've already tightened these and I'm hitting here so it goes up, but I'm not getting it to work. Inimo al ras. Obviously, these down here are loose. I used the screwdriver here to open the clamp more. But the problem is definitely not down here. The problem is up here. It's too tight and there's no way to open it. You can see here that it has a kind of slot and that makes it open or close a little. This is what holds it here, right? Here it has another mechanism. It has one inside here. Yeah, there are some little things that hook onto the bar when you tighten it, but I haven't been able to get it in, so let's keep hitting it. Luckily, I have this handy little hammer. It's made of rubber and has some weight to it, so when you hit something, the weight moves forward and gives it a bit more force. But it's not helping us much. Honestly, no, the mechanism I was talking about even fell off. Luckily, it was just on one side, but I can tell you it's kind of tight. Yeah, everything's fine. We can add this at the end. Here, it already arrived. I mean, this piece is fine. It's just that, well, I don't know what comes next. There it is. We already installed it and kept it at the same height, which is important. Now we can continue. Damn, I'm sweating. Now that we have the front axle, let's carefully put in the rear axle. The Drifter, there's no rush. The important thing is that it looks nice, that it doesn't get scratched. See, that's what happens when you skip the instructions. I think that's where the foot pegs go. The Drifter axle is too long. Drifter, Drifter, Drifter. But I don't mind because we love new foot pegs. Just look at these. I'd love to show you the old ones, but I already threw them away. These cost me a lot. They cost me a ton. They're Cognito brand. It's called the same as this triple clamp, but is it really gonna make all the difference? Yeah, I think they used to go first. Now Drifter, take it easy. No rush, Drifter. We're checking if it fits and if it's from there, which it is. Okay, we've run into another kind of serious problem. I bought these bushings for the rear suspension. I don't know if you can see it, but you see it's got an outer ring, an inner ring, and rubber in the center, and they're the original ones. Well, it turns out that I'm seeing they won't fit at all, and that's because this outer ring is still in there. So on this side too, I'm going to have to, well, I don't know how I'm going to get them out so I can put these original ones in. So definitely if they don't fit, it's because there's a problem, and the problem is very clear, so it's going to be a bit tricky. You're going to have to cut it with a Dremel or something to get that piece out. Is it a disc? Okay, here it comes. That's what I just cut with the cutter, so that exactly to prevent the paint from coming off, but isn't it still rusty? That's the issue, it hasn't even stuck right, you see? So, well, yes, it's going to need a little touch up. I imagine that with these kinds of old vehicles, you always end up having to give them a little touch up. The idea is to do as little as possible. Oh man, that's enough. Oh, drifter, nice. Now the second one. Now we can finally go back to where we were for the fourth time. Just look at those little torques. Who knows what this is? I guess it's for adjusting. Oh yeah, for adjusting. And they're tiny too. Brand new suspension. I'm a little desperate because basically this is all the hardware I have for the bike, and I'm here right now. Installing the suspension, it makes sense there should be a washer here and another one here, because it has a rubber piece and that little rubber piece comes out. So yeah, it does need to have two washers so that when you tighten it, the rubber doesn't move. And obviously I don't have any washers. I'm looking to see if there's anything in the workshop, but there isn't. So honestly, I'm a little desperate, frustrated. I mean, the original screws weren't gonna be there anyway, because I bought it without the original screws, so that doesn't worry me much. But I don't know what to use to put it together. Now the axle I put here, I think I'm gonna have to adapt everything. Look how much this axle sticks out. So I'm going to have to cut it, or should I put some spacers like this on each side? Which doesn't make much sense to me, so I think I'm going to have to cut the axle. I'm going to put it, I started threading it. I thought it was going to be a one-day job, and I think I'm going to spend more time just going out to buy things, because I have to buy 1,000 screws, nuts and washers. But when I run out of the nut I'll have to go buy it, and it really wore me out. But well, it's part of the process, and honestly I'd like, as with everything, for the bike to have more or less the same kind of screws all around, not a mix of all sorts like it had before. The C has released some corrections. If you haven't seen the zip progress videos, are we actually making progress? But anyway, let's continue with the bike. El Drifter improvising. I made some little rings there. I had these bushings. They were two identical bushings. I cut them in half and look how they turned out. It even looks like it's from there, like I did it on purpose. They look nice golden, huh? I'm telling you, I found the screws back here. So here we go. Careful, now you can put on the back tire and the front one. I really have to show these off. Look, the little tires, they're a bit, I think it's mold, literally from moisture. They've been stored away in the warehouse. But look how it looks with the little rim. We've already put them on. I put them on while recording a video, but now it's done. I think before I go to Miami. And that's when everything about the paint happened. So I got upset and probably deleted everything, but we put them on here anyway. We specialize in mounting tires as enduro riders. Here I gave it a little polish because this is painted, but they had gone a bit overboard, so I evened it out. And that's why it looks like this. But anyway, these tires are literally going to make the bike. He came to pick up a part he needs, but I already put him to work. We already installed the bearings, we just put on the discs. Honestly, we were testing them and they turned out well, so we installed them. Is the rear rim missing? Should I install it now? Yeah, what do you see, Dad? I didn't take it apart. I don't know if I had shown them to you, I don't think so. But just look at the little tires we bought for it. I think this is a big part of what's going to make it look awesome. You'll see. Let's put them on. How? I don't know. Chelas is coming to help. Good evening, friends. Tonight we're going all the way, right? Yeah, man. Tonight we're staying until the engine is up, right? That's right. No, let's see. But right now we can put the engine in, man. Yeah. First, the tires. The first one is already on, the first one is on. Now the second one, which will be quick, even faster. In this same clip, the clip won't be cut. Okay, I'm going to give you an update on how the bike is going. Definitely the suspension is done. We put on these little copper washers. Honestly, I like them because besides everything, the bike is going to have little gold details, like the chain. I bought it in gold and some other things. Anyway, the rear suspension's done. I looked into these axles because it seems strange to me. On the internet, they say you have to cut them. That's the reality. Just yesterday, when I was looking into how to solve it, my initial idea was to cut them, but then I said no. Maybe there's another way, or maybe they're not the right parts for the bike, or I ordered the wrong ones or something like that. But no, yes, they do have to be cut because basically that's where the original position goes. The bike had a big piece that came up to here, about this wide, and right here the foot pegs would get stuck, which were also about this wide. So yeah, if you add it all up, the axle is like this, and right now this axle goes in even more. Look how it goes in. Literally, it goes all the way to the bottom. We definitely need to cut both of them since they're the same size and stick out a lot. Are we missing anything else like a bushing? I don't think it had that when I bought it, because I don't remember seeing it, and it's not there. Electrostatic paint was a complete failure. I think that applies to everything painted with it. I'm going to end up detailing it. I'm going to have to. This is the axle, this axle right here. I don't know if you remember, but it had a horrible nut welded on. So I cut it, detailed it, and left it like this so it looks good. But the axle is always going to be banged up. That's the reality, because to put it in, you have to hit it. So in the end, it's a motorcycle and it's going to be used, and things are going to end up looking like this. But well, obviously, once I finish putting it together, I'm going to take care of all these little details. I think the main problem with this motorcycle was my overconfidence. I said, well, why? We'll almost get it running today, but we didn't. The biggest problem with this motorcycle is that all the bolts it had definitely weren't the original ones. It had all kinds of random bolts. And my idea? Look, I'm not going to put original bolts on it, but my idea is to use all matching or good bolts because it had some really bad ones. Where a short one is needed, there's a long one, and where a long one is needed, there's a short stripped one with 3 washers. It just doesn't fit. It's terrible. So my idea is to put it in order. And for that, well, I'm going to have to keep going out to buy screws, and I think it's going to take me longer buying screws than actually assembling it. So right now, my main problem is that it's missing parts like this bushing here. I mean, I can't assemble the rear wheel because it's missing a bushing here. On this side, it has it, but on this side, it's missing. So I already put them in my cart. I'm already making a list of what I need. In the front part, the boss noticed that the clips are upside down. This one goes here and this one goes here, so they come out the front instead of the back. It doesn't really change anything or hit the tank, but that's how it is. I made this adaptation. Check this out. I just want to show it off to you. We put these clips on. They're like fascia clips down there and on this side. That's how it goes. So to put the tail section on, literally all you have to do is line those up. It's hard with one hand, but like this, you click it, damn, they were moving it, you click it, and that's it. I want to put it on. These pieces can be adjusted to fit closely, so there's no extra movement. But I'd like to put like rubber or something here so it doesn't move. Even if you fasten it tightly, it will still scratch the tank and make noise from vibration. So it needs to have a little rubber, but it's cool. I don't know if you remember, but my initial idea for the bike was to be able to change its look. I mean, like having a silver tail, and one day I want to use it silver, literally. I change the tail and tank, and that's it. That's cool. Let's see if I can hold it with one hand. Press here to remove it. It already has its little skull underneath, which is nice. I did all of this myself, guys. I cut a piece of acrylic, we cut the fiber, put in the rivets. We also riveted that one there with a kind of ugly little weld, but well, yeah, so you can put this on like this. And that's how the little bike will look with its gas tank. I wanted to show you, since we already did it yesterday with my dad and enchiladas. If you have the tank and don't put the plate on correctly, let me know. What do you think? Guys, wow, I can't imagine how this bike is going to look once it's finished. Daddy was like this, look, just look here, we have a part that I didn't send to get fixed. And see this, these are bubbles, look, and they're rust bubbles. I mean, if I rub it hard, actually just for the video for you guys, you already saw there's rust underneath, so that's exactly how the whole motorcycle frame is. I mean, when I saw it, because they even gave it to me wrapped up, so I was all excited, I unwrapped it and saw it like that, and I thought, this can't be happening. Did you see this? It keeps falling off. So I had to send it to get completely fixed, but now it's done. You have it there, the Z1 and all, and that's it. I need to send this part for repair. Anyway, there's the little bike. I'll leave you now. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this little video if you enjoyed it. It helps me a lot. And it doesn't cost you anything.